Hello. If everybody is there, Professor Gwal, am I audible?
Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome you all to the second session of International Conference on Ancient Science, Technology and Civilization. Three organizations, Divi Welfare Society, STEM Institute, Varanasi, and International Educators Group in Washington, D.C. are organizing this conference. Just before it, you might have seen some videos, and those are the videos of the work done by Divi Welfare Society. The work relates to helping the people, providing food to the people, is opening a school for the children completely deprived of education, either because of economic constraints or because of anything else. And then going to the villages and collecting the students to the school known as Apani Pathshala. So Divi Welfare Society is doing a lot of work. So that was the slide that you have seen just now. So I request Professor Ashok Kumar Gwal to kindly take up the session. Thank you, sir.
Sir, please unmute, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. I heartily welcome you all.
Hello. Something to say or?
Yes, just wait.
Hello. I think first lecture is by Ashok Kumar, Arvind Kumar Shukla. Is he present?
So we have.
First, they like to introduce you. So please start.
Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I heartily welcome you all to the second session of International Conference on Ancient Science, Technology and Civilization. This international conference is jointly organized by Divi Welfare Society, Varanasi, India, STEM Institute, Varanasi, India, and International Educators Group, Washington, D.C., USA, and also supported by BAG Energy Research Society, Yog Pran Vidya, Learn Quick Zone, and Youth for Nation. I am Arya Kumar, member of Divi Welfare Society, along with my co-host.
Good afternoon. I am Rahul Kumar Shukla, member of Divi Welfare Society. Welcome to today's session.
We have this opportunity to welcome all our guest speakers, chairpersons of this session, and participants to this international conference. And today we have the privilege to have the expertise with us from the various fields of education who shall be reflecting on the theme of this conference. Now I would like to welcome our chairperson of this session, Professor Ashok Kumar Gwal, sir. Professor Ashok Kumar Gwal is former Vice Chancellor at Rabindranath Tagore University, India. He also served at Aryabhatta Research Institute of Observational Sciences and IIT BHU. He is an experienced Vice Chancellor skilled in seismo-electromagnetics, space plasma physics, polar geophysics, ionosphere physics, space weather, and global positioning system. He has published over 250 research papers in international and national journals. Sir has the unique distinction of carrying on research work in Antarctica as well as Arctic. Over to you, Professor Ashok Kumar Gwal, sir.
Thank you very much. Are you listening me? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much for my what to say, that is this introduction. Now I'm starting the session, and that first lecture is Professor Arvind Kumar Shukla, and it is on astrology in ancient Mesopotamia, the science of omens and the knowledge of the stars. Kindly start with. Hello. Hello.
I think so. Dr. Arvind Kumar Shukla didn't join it.
Then we can start with Professor A.K. Jain. Topic is the relevance of Jain of purification in modern world. I request Professor Jain to spell out his lecture.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Gwal. We are seeing two pictures of you. You are
Yeah.
you have joined from two sources.
So
It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are right.
Yeah. So that is
we
creating
want to
a
introduce Ashok Kumar Jain, sir, for a while.
voice problem also.
Yeah, I'm just making it out to go with what it.
And one is written iPhone, another is written Professor Ashok Kumar Gwal.
Yeah, I don't. It was there to just avoid because light is going all the way.
Okay,
That is how I am. Just is making what to do. I don't know that.
Okay, no problem. You can unmute yourself. That will be enough.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So that there is no disturbance in the voice. Resonance is not there. All right. So thank you so much for inviting me to give a talk here. Let me.
Professor, just wait for a minute for introduce you. Professor Ashok Kumar Jain is a professor of physics at IIT Roorkee, where he has been teaching and doing research science since 1979. His areas of work include theoretical nuclear physics and guided PhD in experimental nuclear physics in recent years. He has also visited at and worked at Florida State University MC Master University, Kuwait University, and Yangon University as a research associate professor. Dr. Jain has been at the forefront of nuclear structure physics in India for the last 32 years, having contributed to a variety of areas and topics. He is probably the one and only in India having published two authentic articles in the prestigious Journal of the Reviews of Modern Physics. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. It was quite unnecessary to introduce me. It was done in the morning also. And this is a very old thing that they picked up from somewhere. Anyway, so let me share my screen. Can you allow me to share the screen?
Yes, sir. Yes. Yes, sir. You are allowed.
Okay. All right. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Where is the full screen mode? It is hiding somewhere. You share, stop your screen share, slide show. Yeah, here it is. It was hiding. Now is it okay? My screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. So you can see, I will speak on relevance of Jain path of purification in modern world. I have prepared exactly 12 slides, including this one. So I hope that I will be able to finish in time without any difficulty. The introduction is very simple. First of all, I want to introduce certain terms that often come across in religions that were born in India. There are three major religious faiths in India, which are Indian in nature. What you generally call Hindu is basically a Vedic religion, and its various offshoots are there. Then there is another branch which we used to call in the ancient times as Shramanic religion. So Shraman religions, there are two faiths which exist in India, the Jains and the Bauds. So these two paths, the Vedic path and the Shramanic path, they have existed side by side since long. And it was a freedom of people to choose whatever they like. The kind of leveling that we see now was not so much there in the olden days. People used to shift easily from one faith to another because whatever they like on the basis of what they hear, what they practice, people used to follow that. Generally, the Vedic people, they were indulging in more rituals and more, more kind of prayers and kind of things. Whereas Shramanic people, they engaged in meditations and went into the forests and lived there. And this was a faith of renunciation. So they renounced everything. So generally what happened that the kings or the people from royal families who were the rulers, they adopted the Shramanic path at the end of their life when they renounced the kingdom or left the kingdom or gave it to their children or grandchildren. They will simply leave and follow, become a Shraman. And they became a Jain or a Buddha. These terms are very new, actually. So all these faiths in India, they have something in common. Many things are there in common. For example, the concept of soul. It exists in every faith. Although the concept as defined technically is different in Jains and Bauds and in Vedic Sanatana Dharma. There are slight differences. The concept of reincarnation is there in every faith. The the role of karma is there in every faith. The existence of other worlds is there in every faith. But the theory of karma and the belief in karma was extended or kind of expanded tremendously by Jains. So the theory of karma, the way it exists in Jains, it doesn't exist in any other belief. So the Jains believed in purification of the self, purification of the self. Self means the Atma, the soul. And this concept of soul, as I just mentioned, differs somewhat in various Indic religions. In Jainism, I will emphasize here that the soul is an independent entity. Every jiva has a soul. And this is the essence of every living being. Jiva means living being. And every jiva is controlled by the laws of karma. And this is a doctrine which exists in many Hindu scriptures also, where they mention clearly that even God cannot transcend the laws of karma. God is also bound by the laws of karma. However, in Jains, there is no concept of God as such. And therefore, many people confuse. They think that the Jains are atheists. They are not atheists. Many people also call it agnostic religion. It's not agnostic religion. They simply don't know what is agnostic, and therefore they call it agnostic. So every jiva is controlled totally by the laws of karma. The path that a jiva takes or your soul takes is controlled by the laws of karma. And karma is a very wide term. It's not just action. It's very difficult to translate most of the terms that come into our scriptures. They do not have any counterparts in English. And therefore, it creates a kind of misunderstanding in many situations. So the technical terms that come into theory of karma, for example, that is present in Jains, the technical terms are thousands and thousands of them. And I sometimes wonder how these technical terms were coined or how they arrived into the mind. And they are so precise and so compact that makes me, that astonishes me. Now, religion itself has a very wider meaning. For example, religion, what you call Christian or Muslim or other religions, Jews, their religion is a set of doctrines, a set of, kind of rules, regulations, that's all, or some commandments are there. But in Jainism, the religion means basically, as is stated here in this sutra, Vattu Svabhavo Dhammo. Vattu Svabhavo Dhammo, this is in Prakrit. This is a language in which all the Jain scriptures are written. And this is basically the common man's language, didn't speak Sanskrit, but they spoke Prakrit actually. The royal families generally spoke Sanskrit. So this is a very profound definition of dharma. Why? Because it says that the nature of an object is its dharma. And then how does it apply to us? Nature of an object? Well, what we are nothing but the soul. So the nature of soul is my dharma. What is dharma? Whatever is the nature of the soul is the dharma, is dharma. Just as nature of sun is to heat, nature of water is to cool, similarly, whatever is the nature of the soul is dharma. Now, nature of soul is my dharma, fine. What is this dharma? The nature of soul is to know all and to exist in a free state, devoid of all karmic dust on the soul. When it becomes free, the soul exists in a state of bliss and does not require anything for its existence. It sees all and knows all without any effort, I often compare this concept of soul when it is free with the concept of a free particle in quantum mechanics. If you look at the quantum mechanical description of a free particle, it is the most strange kind of description. And because a free particle has a wave function which extends from infinity to infinity, and it covers whole universe then. So in the same way, the soul covers the whole universe. And this is how it knows everything in one instant. Now, there are two basic pillars. This is a modern way of presenting what the Jain principles are. The Pandit Phulchand Shastri, who is a renowned scholar of Jain philosophy and karmic theory, he had this issue come up before him, or it was put up before him by two German scholars who were visiting him in Banaras. They asked him this question, Panditji, what is the summary of Jainism? How you will describe what is so different in Jainism? Why it is not just like Hinduism or just like Buddhism? Why you call it a different religion? So this put him in a very, quandary. And he thought and then answered that there are two concepts or two pillars which exist in Jainism, and they make it very different from other philosophies. The first is the concept of Vyakti Swatantra, which is freedom of individual soul. The second is Swalamban, self-reliance. That means a soul is basically a free entity until it is bound by karmic bondings, and it is self-reliant also. It doesn't need anybody else's support or help to become free. And that is where the concept of God does not arise there. And this takes us to origin of the most well-known principle of ahimsa, which people know is propounded by Jains in a very, very fine form. How it emerges from these two principles? Every soul has the same freedom as your own soul, even if it is a small living being. You have no right to infringe on its freedom. And if you infringe on its freedom, this is violence. Any infringement is violence. And if you do so, it will be at the cost of your own peril, because you are now getting karmic bondings on your soul, which you will not be able to get free of. So this includes all the living beings because each one has a soul, and therefore the concept of non-violence emerges from this principle, and this non-violence has been taken to its extreme by Jains, because it even includes small living beings like bacteria. So you are not supposed to kill anything or hurt any living being. Then the concept of self-reliance, the second pillar. You are responsible for yourself in totality. You cannot just say that, oh, he did this to me. This thing went wrong because of him in my life. No, you are responsible for yourself because nobody except you can decide your path. Whatever path you are taking in your life, it is because of you yourself. You are responsible for it. Whatever happens, it happens due to your own karmas, past and present, and therefore freedom of your soul from the karmic bondage requires a long process of renunciation, non-violence, and spiritual practices, which we call sadhana. And transcending the ego of self is an important part of these practices. So these are the basic foundation stones of Jain religion. Now let us come very briefly to the modern world. See, living in the modern world is becoming increasingly complex. I have seen tremendous changes in my life. I am more than 70 years old. When I was born in the 50s to now, the life, we cannot imagine the changes that has taken place in our life cycle, in our living, in our thinking, and so on. The world has become more and more interconnected and more interdependent. The non-linearity in our life has been growing rapidly. That means a small ripple in one part of the world may cause a tsunami in another part of the world. This was not so earlier. We infringe on the rights of other souls every moment now. We are constantly moving away from these principles of freedom of soul and self-reliance. The Vyakti Swatantra and the self-reliance, these principles are constantly being infringed upon because of the impact of technology. Technology has made us more and more irresponsible. Many tasks are accomplished by machines and we don't feel responsible for them. We think, oh, I have not done anything. For example, I give you a very, what you call a very negative example here. The modern butchering places, the slaughterhouses, they kill millions of animals every day, millions of them practically. So the animals are fed into the machines basically, and process the meat and pack them in beautiful packaging. And people bring them home and eat them very happily. Forget the animal's plight and its freedom of soul. Just forget it. Does the eater ever feel the guilt that it is responsible for the killing? Most probably no. He doesn't feel any guilt. But he is a part of that. And he carries that karmic bonding on his soul, and he will have to suffer because of that. So this question then therefore, this problem therefore leads us to this question, how to live in the modern world. Is it possible to live in this modern world with these Jain concepts or principles? Are they not too stringent? This is a big question looming before us. How can we live in the modern world and still be following the principles of Jainism? This is much bigger question for the Jains actually. Others can say, oh, I am not a Jain. I don't have to worry about it. So even the bigger question is, why should we even bother about these old and outdated thoughts? Haven't these thoughts outlived or they are in dissonance with present times? How can we synchronize our living with the age-old thinking of Jain seers? How far we can go on this path? Is it possible to absorb these paths or these thinkings in our everyday life today. This is the last slide now, the end. I end my talk with these questions, which are thought-provoking.
Sir, sorry to interrupt you, but
Mm.
your slide is not working. Like it's stop on one page. On the
Page
first,
one. First page. It is not changing.
no, sir. Prevalence on Jain path of purification in modern world. On this page, slide is just,
So why did you change? Tell me in the beginning. You should have told me in the beginning itself.
Professor Jain,
Yes.
I am just intervening it because
Yeah.
your lecture is so truthful, because
Mm.
I never need any slide to be rather pass on. And
Okay, okay.
I'm listening your lecture very nicely. You have given. I think you can end with your
Yeah,
sermon,
I will
whatever
end. I will end.
you want
I
to
will
do.
end.
Yeah.
I will end it anyway.
Oh,
Because I have reached the end. Hmm. He should have told me in the beginning, then I would have again shared it. Hmm. So, the end. I end my talk with these questions which are thought-provoking. The Jain path of purification requires us to live our lives very consciously. How to live, how to eat, how to walk, how to interact with others, etc., in every moment of our life. Every action of our life has to be watched and controlled by self. This appears to be a tough order. Unless one enjoys it, one will not follow it. And very few will enjoy it in the beginning. We need to talk about each of these aspects at length. And this is not the place to do it today. So, but when in future, if there is an opportunity, I can talk about them at greater length and then discuss these things in detail. Thank you so much. I think I have finished in time.
Professor Jain,
Yes.
your talk was so nice that we did not need the slide.
Yeah, we don't need it.
Yeah, we were so attentive to that.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
precisely well, you have described the Jain way of life.
Thank you so
Say
much.
especially ahimsa. Ahimsa is also embedded in Buddha religion, in Sanatan Dharma also. And I think ahimsa is very important, very necessary, but we must have the self-defense. In the
Yes.
past, in ancient days, Indian people, they had a pure idealism that was ahimsa, not killing. That is, never chase a person who is running away from the battlefield or soldier, and never attack on a person without any arm. Our enemies in the past, from the Gulf, from Arab world, they were just doing opposite to it. They knew.
Dr.
Yeah.
Rai,
Yeah.
can I stop you here? Otherwise, your 4 minutes will be cut from your lecture, which you are going to give later.
Just I was reminding him,
Right.
these were the effects of the sin. Thank you.
Yeah. What I have described is a broad, in a very broad way, and there are very finer details of it. For example, ahimsa is divided into many parts in Jainism, and what kind of ahimsa the grahists can follow, the ascetics can follow, and so on.
It is very elaborative.
Yeah, very
Professor Jain, I am really very thankful to you that you have given gist of within 20 minutes of time. And I felt very happy, and I feel that sometime when we'll meet, then we'll extend your thoughtful process to here. Thank you very much. The next lecture which I am coming, it is by Professor Gyaneswar Chaube, the genetic analysis of 165 years old unknown skeleton. Yeah, it is. It looks too difficult, I feel. Gyaneswar Chaube is here. Hello.
Professor,
Yes, sir. Chaube is present here.
Yes, sir, I am available.
yes, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Professor Gyaneswar Chaube is presently Professor of Geology at Banaras Hindu University. Create new idea with young generation scientists. He is National Geographical Explorer. He has experience as senior scientist at Estonian Biocentrism 7 years and interested in genetics of Indian caste system. Over to you, sir.
Can you please enable the host sharing screen?
Yes, sir. You can now share your screen, sir.
Okay. Just a minute. Is that visible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir, for your kind introduction. And I'm grateful to Rai, sir, for inviting me here for this talk. So this talk is about history, genetics, forensics. It has several disciplines which has worked in direction. And these disciplines tried to find out and consensus about the population, which was only available based on their skeletal materials. So let us understand what was the history related with the Ajnala skeleton, and then how by using different DNA technologies, we have deciphered the connection of these people. So there was an amateur archaeological team which was led by Surinder Kochar, who is in Punjab. And by using several information coming from the people, local people, coming from the books and some other historical documents, he got this information that there is a abandoned well into Ajnala, which is in Amritsar, Punjab. And there are several bodies of Indian soldiers, they have been disposed there. But because this has happened in 1857, long back, and the whole history has been passed after a long time, so he could not find the place where to locate this region. But then he got a document which showed that this place, there was a place into the city, and this place is most likely place where the bodies would be dumped. But on that place, there was a religious structure that was a Gurudwara, and he had to talk with the people who were controlling the Gurudwara committee to replace the Gurudwara from that place to another place. And finally, when everything was done, everybody agreed, the Gurudwara was replaced. Then he informed to the government, but government did not take any interest. So just by his own interest, he started to dig. And then on 28th February 2014, he has found, when he started digging the old well, he found there were 22 bodies on the first day. So he continued, and after 2 days, he discovered around 90 skulls, 170 jaw bones, and more than 5,000 teeth that have been excavated from that old well. So after discovery, there were several news articles and also several theories that has emerged after the discovery of these bones, because these bones were not speaking anything and these bones were from the dead people. So the theories, the first theory said that they are the Pathans killed by British Army during 1857, when was the India's first revolt. They are the locals, Punjabi people killed by the British Army in 1857. Some of the historian also said they are the British people because bone doesn't have any color. So either British or Indian, they have the same bone color. So they are the British killed by Indians, rebellion during the 1857 freedom movement. And some of the historian also said they are the victims of 1947 when there was Indo-Pak separation during 1947. And one theory also said they are the soldiers of 26th Native Infantry Battalion, which was there and that has been killed by the English people during British Raj. So, and this local legend, they also supported this theory. They said that they are the Indian soldiers who mutinized against British superior during the Indian freedom uprising movement of 1857. And they connected with this information, and also there were few documents they were hiding somewhere, and they said that there was during that time there was a British Deputy Commissioner Frederick Cooper who has on his order these sepoy were executed and their bodies were dumped into the well. So, but then after a few news articles, again this has been completely forgotten. So this is the well from where it has been excavated. These are the skulls, some tooth parts, some jaw bones, some bones, and this is the skull. So there were hundreds of skeletons which has been excavated from this region. Then later government got interested. They have called the forensic anthropologist of Punjab University, Dr. J.S. Rawat. He went there. He discovered some of the coins which had been built before 1856. So by that he said that probably this is the event which has happened during 1857. But still, because there was no biological connection of these bones, theories were still there. So then he went to CCMB Hyderabad. During that time, Dr. Thangaraj and Dr. Neeraj Rai were there. They had the ancient DNA lab. So in the ancient DNA lab, they started to isolate the DNA. So two things have been done for those samples. One was DNA analysis. There were 50 samples to understand the ancestry. Second was oxygen carbon isotope analysis to understand their food habit, that what they used to eat, to pinpoint their geographic origin. So we mainly used the dental because the dental structure of these people were very good. They maintained their dental hygiene. So DNA was isolated from the dental structure. And if we look overall the South Asian ancestry, we see that South Asian ancestry is divided into three parts based on mitochondrial DNA, their maternal ancestry. One part is related with the European, that is called West Eurasian. Another is associated with indigenous South Asian, that is called South Asian. And third one is associated with the East Eurasian, related with the East Asian population, that is called East Eurasian ancestry. So we have used the DNA analysis, compared them with around 25,000 samples from all over India. So this analysis, if you could see, there are three different colors. So each color represents one kind of ancestry. And the question was that who were the most closest to these population, the CPI samples who have been discovered from the Ajnala. So if we look to the Pakistani ancestry, so this ancestry, the pie diagram here, you could see from different region of South Asia. Pakistan has ancestry which is more West Eurasian, then South Asian, then East Eurasian. Punjab has a moderate West Eurasian, then South Asian. But Ajnala sample was not matching either with Pakistan. So the question related with the Pakistani population was ruled out. Question related with the local Punjabi population was ruled out. Here we see that South Indian population, they have smaller amount of West Eurasian ancestry. Whereas we see that Ganga plain sample, they are most closest to the Ajnala sample. So Gangetic plain population showed a closest affinity with the Ajnala sample. So by doing this analysis, we at least found the geographic origin of this population who were unknown. And here, this was another analysis. Here, like MPs, Madhya Pradesh, CGs, Chhattisgarh. So this, we have used the 25,000 sample from all over the India. And if you throw any unknown sample in this area, it will go most closest to their geographic origin. Here you see the Ajnala sample is here. And because it is not coming from one state, it has fell down in the close vicinity of Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal, and Jharkhand. It means that the people who were from Ajnala, who have been killed in Ajnala, they are
Please,
actually.
Please end with you take 2 or 3 minutes more.
Yes, thank you. So they are actually associated with these state population. And the isotope analysis also showed their closest affinity with the Gangetic plain population. So we completely reconstructed this history by using the historical information, genetic information, that during the revolt of 1857, there was a 26th Infantry Battalion in Lahore, and there they revolted, and then they moved towards the mainland India, and there at the close to the Ajnala, they have been captured by the British government, British policemen. They have been brought to Ajnala, and next day they all have been 282 people. They have been executed by the British Army. So there were other information as well that they were all male people. Their age was 21 to 49 years. Their hands were tied. If you see their skull, they have been killed at the point blank range. And in many of them, the bullet which was used, they were made up of the stones, and they were thrown in the well mercilessly because some of them were not even completely died. They have been killed there. So thank you so much. I'm grateful to the people who were involved into this study, Professor J.S. Senawat from Punjab University, Dr. Thangaraj from CSIR, and from BSIP Lucknow, Dr. Neeraj Rai, his team. Thank you so much. I'll be happy to take questions.
Yeah, thank you very much, Gyaneshwarji. A very knowledgeable, you have given your lecture. Thank you very much. If any question to be asked, kindly just take 1 minute or so.
When was this study completed?
It just published last month, sir.
Last month. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So probably government has taken some note of it or not?
Yes, they have taken it, and now they are going to make a high committee to finally resolve this matter.
Oh, that's very good. Thank you. Thank you. Very nice.
Now I'm moving to another lecture by Mrs. Aparna Datta Singh. It is on evolution of communication from ancient to modern times. Is she present?
Yes, sir. I'm present here.
Okay, so nice of you. You are the anchor, I think.
Aparna Datta Singh is an MCA from Utkal University and has got 13 years of experience in IT industry. Currently, she is working at Oracle India Private Limited as a principal consultant in an ERP in cloud called fusion. She believes that if modern technology has the soul of ancient science, then it can do wonders. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir, for this introduction. Thank you, Rai, sir, for inviting me to the talk. And I see very eminent and experienced professors here giving their lectures. I hope you like it. And yeah, let me start. So I'll share my screen. Okay, so we all know that like one of the most beautiful gift of today's technology is communication. But did it ever occur to you that before this tweeting and texting, how did people communicate with each other? Yes, that is my topic. It is evolution of communication from ancient to modern times. So what is communication? The meaning of communication came from the word communicare or communis.
Ma'am, your slide is not visible.
It is not visible. Just hold on. I think I have not shared my screen. Is it visible now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. Okay, so what is communication? Communication, it came from the word communicare, which means to impart, to participate, to share, or to make something common. And there are different eminent personalities who has tried to define communication as well. Like Keith Davis, he says that communication is a process of passing information and understanding from one person to another. We have John Adair. He says communication is essentially the ability of one person to make contact with another and make himself or herself understandable. William Newman and Charles Summer says communication is an exchange of ideas, facts, opinions, or emotions of two or more persons. So it is just a definition. We know what communication is. We all communicate with each other. Nowadays, it is the most easiest thing we can do all over the world. The moment we think we want to communicate and contact with any other person in another part of the world, we just can do it in seconds. So let's see what are the types of communication we have. The types of communication are verbal and non-verbal. Verbal is something which is spoken communication. Information is imparted in a verbal way. So television, radio, and other media comes in this category. Non-verbal communication is how we are generally like how we are posing, our body language, our gestures are non-verbal communication. So now let's jump to the way how our ancestors used to communicate, at least how our historians thought they used to communicate with each other. Cave painting is one of the way how our historians found out how they used to communicate. So the oldest known cave painting is located in Chauvet Cave. It was dated around 30,000 BC. One of the linguists of MIT called Cora Leisure, he said, our research suggests that cognitive mechanisms necessary for development of cave and rock art are likely to be same to those employed in the expression of symbolic thinking required for language. So that tells us how the language is shaped down through the ages. And in fact, Chinese alphabets were initially consisted of images. So initially, initially there were no telephone, no long distance call, no emails. So how do you think people would communicate with another part of the world? Not, I mean, another part would not be possible. Maybe some distance. How they would communicate? So they were very intelligent. They used smoke signal. So smoke signal is a telecommunication that had begun with the use of smoke and drum in Africa and Americas and parts of Asia as well. The smoke signal is one of the oldest form of long distance communication. So in general, smoke signals were used for dangers, to gather people, or to transmit any news in the gathering. They used to do smoke signal. And these Chinese people, they used to use these smoke signals. In fact, these signals were like the soldiers who were at a distance of around 750 kilometers also, they could reach out to them through this smoke signal. And like people would gather in a single place, and then if there was some communication to be provided, or that they wanted to impart that there is a danger, so through this smoke signal they used to do it. There are other ways also how communication happened earlier. It was through some visual art forms, especially Romans used this. Portraits, statues, relief sculpture, public building programs, and coins communicated ideologically charged messages to the public. Now we all know storytelling. We have heard stories from our ancestors, and they did heard from their ancestors as well. So we know what is stories. Stories are intertwined with the development of mythologies. And do you know, it predates writing. So before we could know how people, how to write, there were stories which were being passed from ancestor to their generations. The earliest form of storytelling were usually oral, and it combined with gestures and expressions. And there were Australians. They originally they used to paint the characters in the caves, and they used to tell the stories to their generations. And then with the help of music and dance, they used to give life to those stories. Then scripts. Nowadays we
Hello,
have.
Aparna.
Yes.
Please conclude within 3 minutes, right?
Yeah, sure. Then now we have scripts, we have alphabets. Now, previously we didn't have alphabets, right? So there were some pictorials that were engraved in clay, and through that they used to impart what is to be told to the other person. Now, this slowly it evolved to letters. The first pure alphabet emerged around 2000 BC in ancient Egypt. We all know that pigeons, they are helpful in carrying messages because they know their directions very well. So one of the interesting fact I like to share here, in South Africa, there was a company who tried to share 4 GB data to a long distance, and Pigeon could do it in 2 hours, 4 minutes and 57 seconds, whereas the ADSL line, that could, in that time, only 4% of the 4 GB data was transmitted. So you see how pigeons were faster than the technology that time. Then we have postal system. We all know that like it is still useful, but yeah, less now. It was brought in by Frenchman de Valère. Printing press was a revolution, and it was first introduced in 1450 by German Johannes Gutenberg, and this basically started imparting information to large masses. So this print, before that, actually there were this is some industrial printing press which was developed that time. Before that, they used to do stamping and all. So that was very that was manual, and it was not that effective. And radios, we know it came, evolved, and then again it was a electronic device which transmits and through antenna and radiates, and it receives through antenna through another receiver, right? Telegraph then came. Telegraph is the term. It came from the meaning tele. Tele means distance, and graphe means to write. Telegraph is a communication that sends information by making and breaking an electric connection. It is almost binary system that we use now, where 1 and 0 we use, right? So telegraph used the same thing, where they were using the this is the way how they used to do. When it is up, it is breaking the electric signal, and when it is down, it is connecting the electric signal. So that way they used to have some encoding of Morse code encoding, and through that the letters were communicated in long distance. Then came telephone. The first telephone was introduced by Alex.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
please conclude it.
Yeah, sure. Telephone, and then we have television, then came internet, and I want to tell you about the cloud computing that we are using now. So cloud, that is a revolution in communication and in storage, that where the cloud this cloud service provider has all the data, and we subscribe to the cloud, and we get the data, and it is distributed among all the people. So that is the newest technology, and this is how it is evolved here in modern, the communication from ancient age to the recent world. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, nice presentation. I think it will take time to explain all the thing. Thank you very much, Aparna, for your nice presentation.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Now the next lecture by veteran Wing Commander N.J. Reddy, Yoga, Prana, Vidya, an integrated holistic system for healing and meditation.
Sir, before it, Dr.
Hello.
Swati Tyagi.
So, but what about the Wing Commander Reddy? He is not there? Hello. Hello.
Ma'am, Sir N.J. Reddy will give his talk.
Yeah, hello, sir. So Shri N.J. Reddy sir will be joining in another 5 minutes. So as per the schedule, Swati Tyagi. Yes.
Yeah, you can do that. You can make her to speak out. No problem.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
So Dr. Swati Tyagi has experience of more than 7 years in education field as assistant professor. Her working specialization in areas of science in microbiology. She awarded as the best oral presenter and also achieved Young Scientist Award. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Kindly allowed to share my screen.
Hello.
Ma'am, your voice is not audible.
Sir, just a minute. I'm sharing my screen.
Okay, ma'am.
I think something is wrong, it looks.
Sir, I'm not able to share my screen. Kindly give me a minute, sir, please.
Okay.
कैसे हो गया? तुम्हारे से चली जाऊं फिर तुम ज्वाइन करा दो. हाँ. ये आ जाता है पता नहीं क्यों नहीं आ रहा. सब काम अभी कर. शायद सबको बात. नहीं. किसी नहीं कर पा रही हूँ. यार कैसे होगा?
Just without slide. And that will be okay. We are here to listen to you.
Good afternoon to all. निशांत तुम करो कुछ. Sir, I'm audible. Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You are audible.
Sir, the topic of my presentation is herbs from Indian kitchen, a traditional way of healthy lifestyle. We all follow in our life that eat healthy, stay healthy. So we consider the food as the functional food which gives us vitality and building materials to endless substances that are basic for the development. We categorize the food as a nourishment inferred items that are changed to upgrade its nutrition and organic incentive to improve well-being status and lessen the danger of alignment. When food containing the spices, it increases its medicinal value because it contains many supplement components, minerals, and vitamins that they contribute in numerous medicinal and restorative properties identified with human well-being. From the history of mankind, we treated many diseases with herbal remedies. Natural product, either as a pure compounds or as a standardized plant extract, provide unlimited opportunity. Since ancient time, humanity has depended on the diversity of the plant resources for food, clothing, shelter, and traditional medicine to cure myriad of ailments. Medicinal plants constitute a source of raw materials for both traditional system as well as modern medicine system. When we come on the herbs which play a prominent role in Indian kitchen to enhance the flavor of food are basically the plant preparation comprising that mostly seeds like cumin, mustard, fruits, capsicum, chilies, flower buds, clove, roots, ginger, bulb, garlic, and many more. In our society, we don't wait for too much if we are suffering from stomach, muscles, or headache and immediately go for the natural relief, which we call Dadi Ma Ke Nuske. And most of the drugs comes from Indian kitchen drugs. Because of the large chemical diversity among the natural products we found in herbs or plants, so many researcher groups screen different herbs and categorize them in various category like alkaloids, terpenoids, and we know this branch of study that is phytochemistry. It involves the systematic chemical investigation of plant herbs, isolation, purification, and characterization. So within our kitchen, we possesses all that is need to calm, soothe, and relax whatever minor alignment may arise. Considering the importance of herbs and their active constituent as a medicine in search of new drugs against different diseases, we reviewed some kitchen herbs to show their importance as a traditional way of healthy lifestyle. In current study, we explored the role of herbs used in Indian kitchen in medicinal industry as it helps to curing many diseases like diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, arthritis, and cancer. This study is based on secondary data, review the role of some herbs used in Indian kitchen for its flavor and taste, which are also potential to maintain a healthy lifestyle. In my study, I reviewed many herbs. Just I tell you the examples that is the garlic, the Hindi common name which known as lasun. This is the botanical name of Allium sativum, the family Amyloidaceae. When we review these herbs in three main functional areas, like these are the good source of vitamins, minerals, and we talk about the home remedies, we found that the garlic is used to maintain the blood pressure, reduce the cholesterol level, using during common cold and in osteoarthritis. And when we found the research-based pharmacological action, we found that these are herbs play in the role of antioxidant, maintain cholesterol, anti-inflammatory, anti-tumor, antimicrobial, anti-protozoal, antifungal, and booster immunity. In this sequences, we reviewed different herbs. I take the name that the ginger, adrak, turmeric, haldi, chili, mirch, lemongrass, nimbu ghas, basil, tulsi, cumin, जीरा, कोरिएंडर, धनिया, दिल, शतपुष्प कहते हैं उसे, फेनुग्रीक, मेथी, ब्लैक पेपर, काली मिर्च, कार्डेमम, इलायची, cinnamon, dalchini, cloves, long, thyme, ajwain. So we reviewed these herbs and we found that they have very good source of different vitamins, different micro supplements like sodium, phosphorus, potassium, calcium. And when we see the home remedies, we found they are useful in cough, relieves indigestion, low blood pressure, help in different pain like tooth pain, relieving stomach pain, muscles pain, And when the purpose of pharmacological action, we found that they have different activities: analgesic, antioxidant, anti-cancer, anti-inflammatory. So in my conclusion, I want to say that Indian kitchen is rich, not just in terms of flavor, but also otherwise. From kitchenware to habit, it offers so many means to stay healthy and regenerated that you can never imagine. These are just a few examples, but the things have been a part of daily lifestyle of our ancestors, and research shows that they lived a healthy lifestyle with these small practices. In the present era, it is the need of the hour to bring back these practices because they are no less than a blessing for us. They might not look effective in the first go, but are actually magical in the long run. And recent, we all faced the corona pandemic, where most of the Indian population was totally dependent on these herbal remedies which you use in general terms. So from improving the functioning of the digestive system to cleaning the internal organs, they are good in every way possible. Thank you, sir.
You have completed it within time, and very nice information you have given. And we are really very happy. Thank you once again very much. Now the last lecture, it is by Veteran Wing Commander N.J. Reddy Saab, which is Yoga, Prana, Vidya, and integrated holistic system for healing and meditation.
Mr. N.J. Reddy, sir, the founder of Yog Pranvidya and the Wing Commander of Indian Air Force. He completed his BE in Electronics and Communication Engineering from Somalia University and later did M.Tech in Fiber Optics from IIT Delhi. After retirement from his service, he worked as a professor in Sir M. Visvesvaraya Institute of Technology. Over to you, N.J. Reddy, sir.
Atma Namaste to all the participants, all the dignitaries, Professor A.K. Jain, Professor Ashok Kumar, and the organization which is being hosted by Veerabhadra Singh and other international community. We welcome you for this presentation on behalf of Yoga Prana Vidya integrated holistic complementary and alternative system. We'll give a presentation at the time allotted. We will utilize, since it appears the last session we have little more time. If the chair permits, we will continue, and I have a presentation to make, and we will showcase the integrated Yoga Pranidhya system as it is now, and how it can be utilized by humanity to boost immunity, sustain immunity, to uplift emotionally, mentally, to bring in emotional balance, mental clarity. And for the purpose for which we are coming to this incarnation, how to go towards it, and how to address the needs, and address how to help humanity uplift, and for the planetary spiritual evolution. To start with, good health is a very important factor, and good health cannot be maintained without happiness. So, if a health issue, immunity boosting can be handled by several means, we must adopt all the means. We primarily work on Pranamaya Kosha, or the energy body, ancient system. We have Panchakoshas. One of the important koshas connect the physical body is a Pranamaya Kosha. By handling Pranamaya Kosha in various possible means, techniques, we must bring in change. We always say you must do this, you must not do this, and you must be peaceful, but what is the method by which we can gain peace and sustain peace? So we need some techniques, we need to understand this. So I have a presentation If time permits, in the end, we will have question answers. More than that, we will also do some practice like small breathing and maybe divine healing and a little channeling of energy. And we will talk about multiple aspects, integrate aspects of Yoga Prana Vidya and other systems maybe. We can integrate, many of you can integrate with your systems these things. So let me give a presentation, and well prepared for this by many people. It is now I'm only showcasing on behalf of Yoga Prana Vidya system, and please be attentive. And we have once again thank you for this opportunity. Let us start the presentation. An integrated holistic system for healing and meditation. So we again thank Devi Welfare Society, STEM Institute, and also International Educators Group, and the being supported, and we are involved with. We got request from Veerabhadra Singh and our senior trainer and also certified healer Sunita Singh, who has felicitated all these activities, and we thank you for this opportunity. We primarily now focus on Pranamaya Kosha, the etheric double bioplasmic body. Science calls it bioplasmic body. So we are not one kosha, Annamaya Kosha, but also Pranamaya Kosha, but also Pancha Kosha, also higher. So more focus for the health is on Pranamaya Kosha, which gets affected by the other koshas. So integrated approach must look into all this aspect. Holistic also look into as a body, mind, soul, and spirit, and a supreme. That's integration. So energy and physical body is connected to one plane, that is physical plane of our existence, the physical world, physical body. We are in a physical body with a physical body in the physical world. The physical world includes energy also. The 7 subplanes of a physical world is solid, liquid, gaseous, and 4 planes is energy of different grades. So we have an energy body and the physical body. As you purify, this energy becomes subtler, get into higher grade, higher vibration. For restoring of health, we must get into higher vibration, which automatically drops lower vibration. Since we have this energy body and physical body in the physical world, so there has to be, if we have emotions, we have emotional body and there's emotional world. Physical world, then we have emotional body, emotional world. The concept is simple. Panchakoshas comes into picture here, mental body, and similarly you have intuitional plane, the 5th kosha. The physical body is Annamaya and Pranamaya. If you go to the 4th intuitional plane, it is 5th intuitional body. So there are higher bodies, part of your soul and spirit or Paramatma and higher. But let us focus on this, how to bring integration to be able to bring in peace, happiness, and immune boosting and harmony. The heart chakra, Anahata chakra affects the emotional body. Like the lower energy centers affect the physical body. Anahata chakra, when activated, makes you get into higher emotion. Similarly, you have, I will only talk about few chakras here. The Ajna chakra affects your higher mental part of the body. So when you develop the energy system, the Pranamaya Kosha, these chakras are developed, you automatically connected to the higher koshas. That's the point. Then, very importantly, then intuitional, 5th kosha, the importance of the 5th kosha, I'll tell, this is the crown. You connect intuitional or buddhic plane, the plane of direct perception, plane of intuition. That is not possible unless you develop your heart and center. You being up. So these 2 centers are very important in terms of the peace and connecting to your divine nature. The Ajna, of course, connecting to mental is important for able to align with the purpose and understand the purpose. So these are the things. The important point is the crown chakra, Sahasrara, is part of the Pranamaya Kosha, but it connects you to intuitional plane when it becomes activated, Padme, activated, when it opened up. So the heart chakra brings you peace when it's opened up, when it becomes Padme. So yoga is what? So yoga is union between 2. There is one lower and one is higher, or recognize the higher in other one. So we are all children of God, connect with God, one with all, going from bottom. You are the Jivatma extended into the bodies, the koshas, mental body and below. And the Jivatma is part of the higher Atma. part of the intuitional plane and higher. And this Atma is part of the Paramatma. We call it Father, Divine Spark, Monad in different traditions. And this Paramatma is actually part of the Parabrahma. One God, whatever you call it. We are all part of one God, we are all one. The separation is cause of misery, oneness is cause of bliss. Very simple. So how to get there? What are the methods? So your constitution, the human, is not just a physical. We are a spirit through the soul, extend to the bodies. You are the soul with bodies. When body was not there, you were there. Body will not be there in future. Will be there. Our time in the body is transient. Therefore, this time in the body is precious. And you, the soul, is eternal, undying. The body is transient, but for a purpose. So these are the important aspects. The 7 planes are shown. There are further higher level, of course. Let us focus on up to intuitional plane. This is the planes of the Paramatma, the divine spark, the planes of the higher soul, Atma, planes of this personality. The personality integrated with the higher aspect becomes Jivatma. So you are the Jivatma, extended into the bodies. So if you understand this, and if you tune to your higher nature, you will raise up, you will not be affected with the lower. And how to raise up? Different ways of achieving yoga or union. Each one is a yoga, Hatha Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Raja Yoga, Kundalini Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga. For the present times, the fastest acceleration is possible by Jnana Yoga because our mental development is there. Once you understand it, then you can practice a combination of the yogas. So we have the Arhat Yoga, which is the integration of all this. World Health Organization definition is a state of complete physical, mental and social well-being. Health is not just only merely absence of disease or infirmity. Health definition is this. So it cannot be just achieved by one method. Now, one method, diet is very important, of course, and medicine in emergency is required, but medicine has to be a second method. Main method is to maintain yourself, because we have to understand the social well-being, mental well-being is not just part of your physical health. And all this mental and social well-being affects your physical health. The psychosomatic ailment, when you call it, psycho means thinking and feeling, soma means body. The ailment in the thinking and feeling affecting the body is psychosomatic, and once the body is affected, your thinking and feeling is affected. Both ways it is true. So only handling the physical body is not sufficient, but physical body handling is important. The case studies Yoga Pranidya has done in handling physical bodies and emotional bodies and ailments, psychological ailments, psychosomatic ailment, chronic ailments. We have case studies documented 3,400, which is including 1,600 plus recent last 2-3 years COVID cases and psychological cases. And what about research? Out of these cases, we have a lot of research. We have 43 published in reputed scientific journals. You just Google YPB research, you will get it. And process is on. We have present 1-year program pipeline research. One of the main research is coming of 1-year program. We have a 1-year program going on the ashram from where this being presented, where the present 1-year participants of the 8th, 9th batch are sitting in this program. We have empirical case studies, very important, connect with various situations. We have 39 case reports on various improved difficult cases, including COVID papers and others. What is the present capacity? We have been working for so many years, 27 years. Selected highly trained 125 plus healers who have been trained for 1 year intensive in the ashram. They were already healers, meditators, they were further trained. Presently the 9th batch and last batch is going on. And we have, other than that, 1,500 dedicated healers across the country and about 200 trainers also there to train. If you want to get trained, any place we can get it trained. We have online sessions also. Comprehensive Yoga Pranidya course has been already conducted in 2 sessions in Morarji Desai National Institute of Yoga. We have created a syllabus and we have conducted 2 programs, and this program can be taken up in any other institution, having been taken up by Morarji Desai National Institute of Yoga by our organization. One of the team which visited our ashram and seen many case studies, many healings, and they have said that based on the American Heart Association regarding mortality, regarding COVID, and based on the certain input at that point of time, who want data, the mortality rate increases with hypertension 6%, diabetes 6.3, and heart 7.3%. So first you address this, you will be able to tackle COVID, was their opinion. So lesson to learn, prevent high blood pressure first. Then you have a chance to prevent diabetes, heart disease, and death from COVID and many other diseases, because that is the basically cardiac institute. And YPB, as for them, is by far the one and only organization that has addressed disease prevention by stress reduction, meditation and breathing exercises, aerobic, anaerobic, proper diet, plant-based and no salt diet. We take no salt diet because required sodium is available in natural food. Without all this, prevention is not successful, which is the problem with all other organizations, what they said very clearly. They have suggested at the kind of pandemic going on, so learn YPV, practice YPV, teach YPV Yoga Pranavidya, promote it. So YPV healing is what the basis of this healing. You have a Pranamaya Kosha, all other conditions of your thinking and feeling via Pranamaya Kosha affect the physical body, Annamaya Kosha. So you handle Pranamaya Kosha in multiple ways. To handle Pranamaya Kosha, it is inside and outside the physical body. You don't have to touch. Energy follows thought, you can handle distantly also. The GDB image before and after healing of a certain patient shows how integrated energy has become and improvement has taken place in this case. Basis of healing is 3 fundamental bases, and each is important for human being. Body heals itself. This is true in nature for anybody and everyone, for all kingdoms, animal kingdom particularly. You give the rest to body, body has ability to heal itself. It has consciousness. You can call it immune system, you can call it sympathetic nervous system, involuntary system, whatever you call it. And voluntary system also is there. Energy follows thought. The very, very most important thing applicable to human being. What you think is energy goes there. Many of you are attending this presentation because you thought of attending it. And you got up and sat and you clicked your thing and joined. Energy follows thought. Now, the most important point is increasing the energy, accelerate the healing process, which is already there. Body heals itself, but it needs some energy. You need energy to be provided by various methods. And what all these methods by which it can be provided is integrated Yoga Pranidhya system. Everything is important, physical level, emotional level, mental level. Sources of prana. So this is a very big issue presently going on in all over the world regarding pollution. Sources of prana is air prana. Air is polluted. Source of prana is ground prana. Ground is polluted. The third prana, sun prana, is available, more or less. But early morning and evening sun prana, devoid of ultraviolet radiation, is not available everywhere because of the high-rise structures and because of the pollution again. Sun prana is available in the morning and evening. They are very lucky. And apart from this, all these sources of prana are available secondarily through tree, because it is rooted into earth, exposed to sun and air and water, flowing water especially, clean water of course. They have the prana. Then you have a divine energy, which of course is there. The basis of healing is channeling of energy. Very simple example, you have a balloon, you have to putting balloon in the air will not get filled. You have to apply pressure and fill the air. Some people who are weak and sick, they are not able to draw the prana. A healthy person can draw energy and give energy. It's a giving and receiving, channeling energy. The healer does not lose energy in this technique. Many of our blessing saints and many of the statues of divine beings, you find this posture. Receive and give. This is not the only one way, but one of them. Divine energy, very important point I'm coming to. When crown is activated by whatever methods and techniques properly and purified little bit, connected, the divine energy can flood in and you can restore healing, restore health. This is absence of the soul energy, absence of the energy. So you see Gustav Stamberger, that early part of the previous century, said a time will come, very important point in terms of energy and divine energy, and all our ancient science comes here. A time will come when science will make tremendous advances, not because a better instruments, they are available, we have better instruments for discovering and measuring things, not because of this. Tremendous advances. So this is part of Yoga Pranidhya, will be part of science. The ancient teachings will be part of science. But because few people will have at their command a great spiritual powers which are at present are seldom used. So we can generate the leaders having spiritual powers, and the group has spiritual power if individuals don't have. Within few centuries, the art of spiritual healing will be increasingly developed and universally used. This is what is prophesied in the previous century, and the time has come. Our group divine healing session, which is available at 10 a.m., is this only. You can register for that. Coming to our Yoga Prananda Healer page in Facebook, you can do it. You can use it. Part of it is a group. A big group of healers sit at the time and heal. The spiritual healing will be increasingly developed and universally used, and we are already using it. You can be part of it. The simple concept is, like we have physical body is part of earth, we draw the nutrients from the earth, our energy body is part of earth energy body. Look at this way. So the contamination and the problems and violence and nature calamities of earth is because of the energy body. The earth is contaminated. When our body is contaminated, also we affect same in terms of disease. When you purify your energy body and strengthen the body and make it bigger, that portion of the energy body of the earth is healed. So by making more and more people develop their energy bodies, pranamaya koshas, the particular contamination which is affecting natural man-made calamities can be minimized. And a very big group coming together and doing it, it will be minimized all over. In a live session like this, people connect all over and bring in change in their energy body and their environment. Therefore, healing at the distance is possible. We are all connected and energy follows thought. Two fundamental things. This energy follows thought is not applicable primarily, not applicable to animal kingdom. It's applicable to developed human kingdom. Energy body and chakras. Very importantly, you have to understand, if you want to have water in the field, you need water pumps and channels or pipelines. Same way, if you want to have energy around you, which you accept that the bioplasmic body is there, there has to be a system of movement of bioplasmic body. The blood is flowing, you have a heart and pumping system. Your breathing is taking place, your lungs and circulatory system, respiratory system, and circulatory system both are connected. If you want to have pranamaya kosha, you need energy centers, energy pumps, and these energy pumps are chakrams. That's all, very simple. In healing system, we have 11 major chakras. We just talked about only crown, ajna, and heart chakra, but we have Mooladhara connected with the basic and other functions, other chakras are there. You can go into detail, and there are minor chakras also. Importantly, the crown chakra, when activated, connects to fifth kosha. You connect to your higher self. So then the spiritual healing is possible. And you can channel energy to people around or as a group to the planetary peace meditation or to the entire planet. In the ancient teachings, we say mantras, we say Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Energy follows thought. To a certain extent, we contribute to the whole universe and whole solar system, entire planet, when our thought form is very good, very clear. Then when we activate our heart chakra, we are in a higher emotional state. Now, how it is holistic, how Yoga Prananda holistic is, we cannot separate organs in treating in general, first point. We can also do it when the organs are affected. But look at it, when heart chakra is activated, you become calm because it's an emotional center. Not only calm, the heart center is co-located with lungs and physical heart. So your heart functioning and lung functioning improves by just activating the heart. So how to activate the heart is a very important thing. And third point, very important, you have thymus gland there. The immune system gets activated when the heart is activated. Very simply, you smile, your heart is activated. You give, your heart is activated. You share, you tithe, you nurture, you address the need of someone, your heart is activated. And very, very, very importantly, very important thing is to do forgiveness. If you forgive, heart is activated. Forgiving is giving. It is in giving you receive. In forgiving, you are forgiven. By activating heart holistic, not only your physical body is improved, your emotional body also improved. Heart improves, lungs improve, thymus gland improve, immunity improve, everything improves. Multiple effects. Now coming to the current researches on gene, it is the environment and more specifically our perception of the environment that controls the gene activity. Bruce Lipton, quoted by Dr. Abdul Kalam in his book Transcendence. Transcendence is going into your intuitional brain. Environment and attitude environment, we contribute to environment negatively or positively every moment. You contribute both. How much you contribute in a day, you have to look into. How much you are sad. So being sad, you generate negative entitlement, you contribute negative to the environment. Being enthusiastic and positive, you contribute positive to the environment. And the environment we live in affects other people in the environment. So being sad is actually absolutely selfishness. You have so much time to be sad, because where is the time to be sad? In best environment, one can be pessimistic. In worst environment, one can be optimistic. This is attitude. So attitude affects your gene, environment affects your gene. Especially children, environment affects because their attitude is under development. But attitude can be modified if you reprogrammed, if you come into alpha state of brainwave. Now, Faraday law of induction. We all see that how one person cannot help other person or affect other person. A coil, a transformer, you send in energy in one coil, other coil gets energy, and there is no physical connection. If this is possible, why not healing be possible? Even if somebody is beside you, you don't know the person, your positive condition slowly affects other condition. If you are strong, otherwise other person negative condition will affect you. If you are strong and positive, you will have influence. If your tank is bigger, other tank is smaller, you have influence. If you are higher, other tank is lower, you have more influence. So maintain it for the benefit of society and people around you, and that it affects you positively. You maintain yourself, it affects all others positively. Noble association, Sangam Sharanam Gacchami. Stress can be seen in EEG wave, beta state, alpha state. Alpha state is a peaceful state. In this, you can reprogram your attitudes. And how to come to alpha state? This heart rate variability is another parameter which has come recently, and it is disordered in frustration. It is become ordered in appreciation. Very simple. So all our YPV techniques, starting from exercise to breathing to forgiveness to meditation to healing and diet, will focus on getting into alpha state. And our research shows it happens so. Changing attitude to the environment possible by coming to the alpha state. So we say that, you must not do this. How do you do it? You bring it to alpha state. How do you come to alpha state? There's certain simple exercise or simple breathing exercise. We come into it, certain forgiveness. By going to alpha state, things can be programmed. Very simple exercise can bring it to alpha state, which is our ancient science. It requires training, regular practice. Simple exercise like super brain asana. Our brain connection is there in the ears as per acupressure points. If you hold your right ear, left brain gets activated. Thumb and this. If you hold your left ear, right activates. If both hold both ears in this fashion, you can get into our YPV sadhana. You get the information on this. Both sides of the brain activated. Left brain is logical, right brain is intuitive.
Hello, Reddy
Yes.
Saab.
Yes, sir.
You conclude, Reddy Garu.
Okay.
Though it is very nice lecture, but I cannot go beyond.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Just interruption.
Okay.
Just interruption. Hello.
Ah.
Just interruption. Professor Goal, he
Ah.
can be in 10 minutes more, please.
Okay, no
It is
problem.
very important topic.
Yeah, once you are saying it's okay, no problem.
Okay, we have 10 minutes more. I will monitor it. 4:40 to 4:52, I will conclude. Thank you.
Okay, right.
Okay. So this particular simple technique I just mentioned, the moment you remove the hands from the ears, the deactivation takes place. How to maintain activation? You do sit-ups for 14 times. That's all. Activation is maintained for one day. Do it 14 times and daily. Make it to children. Children can become genius, and old people, they can avoid senility. Observations, increase alpha wave activity by doing super Benasana. Very simple. It takes 2.5 minutes to do it. You can see the balance of the right brain and left brain. The documentation of these things are available. You can see in the internet also. Now, most important thing is breath. Please understand. Control your breath, control your mind. Everybody is saying this, and how to do it, we tell you. That's all. Upadesh Saram, verse 11, ancient teaching, you can say that coming from Ramana Maharshi's verse 11, regulating breathing regulates the mind. like a bird is restricted in the nest, in the net. Similar is use of breathing, exercise regulates your mind. So simply do regulated breathing called rhythmic breathing. Vayu Rodanat Liyete Mana Jalapakshivat Roda Sadhanam. So even before Ramana Maharshi talked about it, Yogi Ramacharka in 1904, you can refer to the Hatha Yoga book. Eminent authorities have stated that one generation of correct breathers would generate the race, and disease would be so rare as to be looked up upon curiosity. So look into this, please. Let us regulate breathing, very simple. An intelligent control of your breathing power will lengthen our days upon earth by giving us increased vitality and power of resistance. So if you are not able to do exercise, at least you do breathing. Somebody is sick, lying down, they can do breathing. The breathing required is abdominal breathing. Inhale, belly out, exhale, belly in, connect tongue to the upper palate, energy circuit is completed. You can refer to Yoga Pranayama techniques in YPV Sadhana app. We will come quickly to that. YPV techniques breathing exercise, it improves your lung utilization from 10 to 10%, 15% to 60%. Everything will change in few cycles of breathing. We have complete breath, which is there in the Sadhana app. It increases your unused capacity of lungs. And lost capacity is gained by cleansing breath. These two complete breath, cleansing breath have been introduced by us for public during pandemic. Rhythmic breathing is a common breathing everybody must do 3 times daily. 5 minutes, only 5 minutes. Breath is life. The second and Supravenasana we talked about, rhythmic yogic breathing we talked about, and forgiveness sadhana. You forgive, we are all children of God, we all make mistakes, we are in the process of evolution. We can never forgive, forgiveness is attribute of the strong, but if you practice forgiveness sadhana, you become weak to strong and maintain your strength. Planted peace meditation is the main meditation. All of the person during meditation, we have our thinking and feeling, and all these things can be eliminated by meditation. Like sweat is eliminated by breathing. Sweat is eliminated by exhale by breathing, but eliminated and washed out by taking bath. So you need to take spiritual bath, meditation. So when your aura is clean, you can see things as they are. Your perceptions are very clear. If your aura is clear, you don't see. And if aura is very dirty, you cannot even see. So regular practice of meditation is very important, maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes. We have this meditation 15, 60 minutes available in the app. If you want the air to come with greater force into your house, you have to open the window. Otherwise, it not come. So open your heart, that's a window. Open your crown, it's a gate, entrance. So this is the technique of connecting to the higher center. So when your aura is bigger, subtler, and denser, like a balloon is blown up, the problem is reduced, problem gets diluted. When aura becomes small, small problems become very, very predominant. So aura being maintaining big is a very important. Pranamaya kosha maintaining important. Planetary peace meditation aura makes aura subtler, bigger, brighter, and denser. And ability to handle and manage things improved. You have a small car, big car, both go okay on the normal road, but when rough road comes, the big car with big engine, big tires go. If your aura is big, you can handle stress, you can handle difficult conditions. So when we come to yoga, each chapter of Bhagavad Gita is yoga. Yoga is Bhagavad Gita is yoga. Each technique can make you connect to your intuitional pain. It's a Brahma Veda, it's a Upanishad, it is Yoga Shastra. Each chapter is that. So all Upanishads start with Shanti Mantra, so we must utilize Shanti Mantra. Peace is the need. So E equal to MC square of Albert Einstein comes into picture here. Energy and matter are convertible and converted through the speed of velocity or speed of sound or speed of light. Purification, subtle energy body having higher vibration frequency, subtler and finer, which is possible by purification and by meditation. Also the energy body should be denser and bigger. Have strong energy body, you can bring a change. Now come to after breathing is a gap. After gap is a word. The word in the beginning was a word was with God, word was God, or word was with God is both quoted in Bible as well as in Rig Veda and many Upanishads. Okay. Then the word of Ishwar is Om, come Patanjali Yoga Sutras. So Om is a very important mantra, a vibration. What the importance of Om is this. Very simple. There are many things of Om. It purifies because it raises the vibration level. It strengthens because higher vibration is higher power. power is energy is proportional to vibration, and you tuned up to higher vibration, and it can take you to higher planes like intuitional plane. So end of the mantra, you can use Om, Amin, or any other word which is suitable, or Amen. So here, very simple mantra which can lift you up is Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha, Sarve Santu Niramaya. No, not anybody get into illness. Everybody be happy. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyansu, very important thing. If you go to intuitional plane, you can see goodness in everyone. Bhadrani, auspicious, Pashyantu, you see it. How do you see good in everybody? You have to lift into higher emotional to higher intuitional plane. Then you see, experience oneness. You forgive, you see good, you visualize good, you bless good. So may never anybody ma kasit dukkha bhagavait. Nobody have any portion of dukkha in them. Om Shanti Shanti. Shanti in the physical etheric planes, emotional mental planes. Higher planes, Shanti is already there. So we come to other mantras. Sarve Sam Sastir Bhavatu, Shantir Bhavatu, Purnam Bhavatu, Mangalam Bhavatu. We have the God and you are one and the same. He is complete, you are complete, you are complete part of him. You feel separation because you experience individuality, not oneness. And most important of the mantra to empower, strengthen is Bhur Bhuva Swa. Bhur is physical, Bhuva is emotional, Swa is mental pain at one level, and Savitur is the solar god. We experience, see the Vargas and power. His splendor, Varenium, Savitur Varenium, is Vargas, his power. We Devas, his Dhimahi, we meditate upon it. We may our mind be illuminated. Dio mind, Yona Prachodayat, with this. Similar is one of the most powerful mantra of managing yang and yin aspect, Ida and Pingla. Yang is Pingla, yin is Ida, Ra is Suryanadi, Mai Chandranadi. It is yang and yin. You can balance by this mantra very fast. Om Namo Ramam. You need to chant maybe 10-12 times. Lakshmi Gayatri, you have to balance the spiritual and material aspects of life. You are a spirit on the physical plane. You have a physical body. You are supposed to manifest something for the benefit of the earth. We have come for a purpose. So we must not just only connect it up, but bring what is there here, heaven on earth. How you do it? By rooting up and rooting down. Coming from the mantras the same way, Bhadrani Pashyans. Bhadrani means auspiciousness. Good. Pashyantu means you see. The same thing you see. It comes and it comes in front of Purnamadam, Purnamidam. All this comes out in terms of affirmations, affirmations. Those who don't believe in mantras, you do affirmation. I'm the soul which is eternal in the body and using the body which is transient but precious for the purpose of the divine. So balance material and spiritual aspect of life. You are that soul coming to incarnated soul and bodies and for a purpose. You can affirm this so that you can lift up. And every day, in every way, I'm becoming better, better, better in all aspects of my life. We can become better by practice of the techniques. Last 1 minute, I will live a life of moderation, self-discipline, and spirituality. And I am constantly radiating goodness, Bhadrani Pashyantu. So the mantras can be translated into affirmations. Negative thoughts, feelings create negative condition. Positive affirmation create positive condition. You can come out of situations. But integrated approach, breathing. Now you lastly practice in the group. Your disaligned condition can be aligned when you come into the group. That is Sangam Sharanam Gacchami. So with whom you associate, you will be known by that. You are a zero or a number or a shape, depends on with whom you are. So Sangam Sharanam Gacchami. So with meditations, the Washington DC meditation by Mahesh Yogi reduced crime rate by 23.3%. It is documented, researched. We have one such activity done in Bangalore with 1,400 people in 2017, and the crime rate was reduced. We have a press report on that. So group meditation, 10 to 15 days after this meditation, there was no major crime. It is documented. Similarly, we would like to have such a meditation for 2 months with 2,000 people or more in 2024 in Buddha Padmasambhava Arat Yoga Ashram. The plan is going on. You can be part of it. You can get into our live sessions, Facebook Live 3 times, 7:15, 1 p.m., 6:30 p.m. We practice breathing and all this forgiveness and all these things. You can synergize, group helps. Even we are away, we are together, help developing faith. You do service automatically, you come into peace. It's in giving in peace, you receive peace. And lead to inner peace. And you can join for divine healing session at 10 a.m. You register at Yoga Pranita Healers Group on Facebook. We have to register, we will approve, you can join in. This is going on every day, free. All these things are free. And we have YPV Sadhana app in multiple languages. You can download. All the techniques are there. If you want healing, you can connect to us. We can teach healing. Everybody must learn Yoga Pranidha level 3 to handle psychological condition, to help physical condition. We have a presence in the YouTube, and you have presence in the thing. You can Google YPV research, you get all our research papers. And we thank Sunita Singh, YPV certified healer and trainer, who has helped in this, and Veerabhadra Singh, and the conveners and national conveners, Professor Jagdish Rai and Professor Narendra Kumar, and presently being handled by the chair is there, Professor Ashok and Professor Ike Jain. We thank you for this opportunity. We can connect you to Will Help. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for giving me a little more.
Thank you. Thank you, Reddy Garu, for very nice and illuminated speech. Thank you. So nice. Thank you. Now I'm handing over this thing to Professor Jagdish Rai. If he wanted to say something, he can. Session is now over.
Thank you very much, Professor Gwal,
Hello.
for
Thank you.
conducting the session in such an excellent way. I request all the speakers to kindly join the inauguration session at 6 p.m. today. Thank you all very much.
Okay. Thank you very much. So nice.
Thank you.
I believe that we have had extremely fruitful and scholarly conference on ancient science, technology, and civilization. On behalf of DB Welfare Society and the audience, I would like to express a word of gratitude towards our chairperson, Ashok Kumar Gwal, and our guest speaker, Professor Ashok Kumar Jain, Professor Gyaneshwar Chaube, Ms. Aparna Datta Singh, Dr. Swati Tyagi, Mr. N.J. Reddy, who spent the valuable time and extremely valuable thoughts about ancient science, technology, and civilization. I am also grateful to all those who joined this session, the technical team and all the supporters and the students and the members of academic community for being a part of this conference. Thank you so much, everyone. With this, we would like to close the conference. Thank you.
Close करिए.